Hi, everybody. It's Lisa from Sweet and Sassy Treasures. Pam and I are here going live, finishing up last week's project, and we're so excited that you're here. Sweet and Sassy Treasures is an online DIY boutique, and we carry DIY paint, all the IOD products, pent art products, decoupage queen rice paper, Mira's stencils. We try and carry everything that will make your mixed media art a lot simpler for you to do. We're live every Tuesday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. So if you're watching, thank you so much, and we're happy that you're here. So a little bit about what we're going to do today. We're going to finish up the project I started last Wednesday. I'm going to show you a few new things that came into stock. We're going to talk about stencils a little bit. And if you see something you like, if you could give us a thumbs up or send us a heart. All of the little interactions that you do with our page really helps the algorithm, which makes it so that we can keep bringing you free live content. So happy you guys are here. I'm going to start. I'm getting back into all the stuff I need to get back into, which is my Instagram reels. You can do it. And all of that. Hello. So, new things that came in. First, I got a new DIY paint order like weeks before Christmas, and I never updated my inventory. So all of that has been updated. So you're going to see a lot of things there that probably it appeared that I was out of stock of, but I really wasn't. Then we got back in the much in demand 4-inch felt scrapers that you see me use all the time. Yes. And you guys, just be careful with these. Like, I have accidentally dragged them into my decoupage medium, and it gets them, hard. You can always rinse them off if you catch it early, but once it's dry, it's dry. So be more careful than I am. The other thing that's new to me is I have had the Pent Art metal pigment in regular gold. This is antique gold, and I just got this in. So the regular gold is brighter, and this is has a little bit of a bronze hue to it. Super excited about this. You mix this in with Pigment Fix, and you get a beautiful, gorgeous liquid gold to use on your projects. New to me is Pent Art Primer Paste Gesso. Why would you need this? Gesso is an amazing product that preps your substrate to take mediums. So like if we used canvas that wasn't primed, what we put on top would just soak right into the canvas. So when I buy a canvas panel, it'll say 3 times primed, and that's with gesso. I use gesso often in my art. So why would I need primer paste? It's gesso in paste form. So it gives you more texture, and that would be beneficial with a lot of things. So I've got that. And then I got back in. This is going to lead into the whole stencil conversation. So let me flip my camera over. So I use stencils in a myriad of ways. This is where last week's project was. And the stencil that you saw me use here that I pulled embossing medium through, I just got back in stock. Yeah. And it is called, oh no, we just added it too. Oh, come on. It's called something. It really is.
Wait, well, where's the sheet?
Out there.
It's gonna bug me.
So this I just got back in. So I used both sections of this. This is really an awesome twofer, because this is just a beautiful detail. French border. stencil that, you could put in corners, and then you've got this where you get a continuous pattern, and they marry really well. So this is back in. I just got Harmony back in, where you have the stanzas, and then you have wording that goes with it. So I want to just take a hot minute and talk about stencils. What do I do with them? Stencils like this, I use in two ways. I'll pull embossing medium through where I'm going to get some raised detail like I have here. And then I can use that exact same stencil with coordinating paint colors to add detail over the top, which is, you're going to see me do that today as well. This one I used in a YouTube project for the IOD Christmas release. I used it with DIY paint, and the clay in the DIY paint gave me enough texture that I could actually create a really cool background with this. And with this, these words actually fit right in between the stanzas, which is really super cool.
That's nice.
Then you've got both of these, which should not be attached to one another, but they are. And these are beautiful for backgrounds and mark making on your journal projects. You can use underneath and on top. Oh, here. I bet you my totals are off on those, Pam. Even. This is one of my all-time favorite stencils. This is called Mama's Damask, and it is by far the stencil that I use more than any other. It also marries really well with this one. Then you've got a brick wall, multi-harlequin for background. This one you saw me use last week. It's another twofer. If you just use this part, it mimics a coffee stain, splattered paint, and then you've got the really cool irregular diamond pattern in the back. Then this is another Mira stencil. And then I just got this in, you guys. It's Trio of Trees. And for the winter, I thought this was really pretty. And each tree is a different size.
I like that.
So that's a little bit about stencils. And the ones that are real patterned are the ones that I typically will use for my backgrounds with embossing medium. So do I have that one stencil? Yep, sitting right here from last week. So I can use that. I'm going to get these out of the way and give these to Pam. So I do not have these attached yet. These are the 6-inch wings that are designed by Holiday Heirloom Traditions. And I talked about the finish that I used last week. And I will link that first video tutorial in the descriptions of these when I'm done.
Oh, hold on.
Coffee stain one.
Name of it.
Pull it up on the
Look it up.
on the iPad. I should have been prepared with that, you guys. So on these, I used White Swan, Crinoline, and Prairie Grey. And then I used German glass glitter. I used both sheer frost and a little bit of the pure silver, just to give the top of the wings a little bit heavier of a look. This is a 12 by 16 wood gallery blank that I flipped over, and I'm using the back side of it. So 12 by 16 minus 4 would be like 8 by 12 is probably what's left in the center. I used this indenture, Monahan paper, and then scraps of rice paper. Once I got those laid down, I used the French quarter stencil, and then I also used the, Pam's looking it up, the one with the coffee stain is over here.
Distressed Diamond Splatter.
Distressed Diamond Splatter. Do you want to put that in here? Oh, Joan, thank you.
Oh, did she get it already?
Yep. Thank you, thank you. So now what I want to do, this is not really my background, okay? I need to paint my angel, and this is from the Angelic Tapers mold. And what I did was I cast her in clay, and I just didn't cast the wings so that I could use the wood wings. And then we're gonna paint her right now. And I've got to think about what color I want to paint it. So I'm gonna paint it in white back. So my base coat will be the color that shows through on the high points. So I'm gonna start with Prairie Grey. And did you take this out of inventory, Pam?
Yes.
Thanks.
You got 2 of these in today,
Yes. So
but I don't see the other one.
because I didn't put them in here. So
Okay.
yeah. I need something to cut that label with. My fingernail wasn't doing it. There we go. So I'm going to seal everything, but before I do that, I'm going to get my base coat on my angel. Slide this over. Let's see if I want to tip my camera here a little bit. And I need to grab my brushes. So I'm going to want this really to be more of a wash. So I'm going to put some paint on my plate. And these are actually the colors that I used last time. And I'm going to water that down a smidgen. And I'm not going to care if I get paint around her because I'm going to want it to look shadowed in there anyhow. Get that on there. And as soon as I get this on here and dry it, I'm going to seal it, all of it with Big Top. And then I'm going to work on my background. So what you're going to see is the majority of this background is going to be covered. And I'm only going to wipe back sections to show just a little bit of that paper. So put that there. I got those FIFO bottles in, Pam, so we could put this Prairie Grey in that when we're done and start transitioning over. So we're going to dry this. You know, if I left it like this, it's just way too busy. It's cool, but it's way too busy, and it would just really look like a hot mess. And hopefully we can leave enough. You know, what am I going to do with this part? I'm going to paint it black and then go from there. I may end up with it being gold. I won't know until I'm done. And that should be good enough. Now I'm going to go in with my Big Top. And these are the bottles that I switched from FIFO to these. For my sealers and stuff, I'll still use these. But I was having too much problems with my paint in these bottles. So I'm going back to the FIFO bottles. So what I'm going to do is I'm sealing everything. My texture and all. Oh my God, would you please let Zoe in for me, Pam? I just forgotten it's so cold out.
Yep.
And I could have just squirted it right on top, but if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know that when I do that, I tend to over pour. And my big tap is separating in these bottles. So it seems to be a never-ending battle with me is trying to find out what I can put all this stuff in to avoid the original containers. So I'm going right over that Prairie Grey. I think it would be really cool to do the same project in like a rust kind of a schematic. And hopefully I got that texture on there thick enough that we're going to get some really nice contrast.
Oh, Mama.
I know, I feel terrible. Hi, Denise. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. So some things to look ahead. I guess I should give some updates. My Sweet and Sassy Treasures, SST Creative Lab, I am launching the first week of February. I'm not going to open up registration until the week before because I won't be doing anything in there until the first week of February. But that is all underway. I have a different theme every week. It's a subscription-based group. You can leave anytime you want if you find that it's not your cup of tea. Totally get it. I am not everybody's cup of tea. The first week of a month, it's an anything goes. It could be any type of project, and I might be exploring new mediums. The second week is going to be a pin that one of the group members had submitted that everybody votes on that they want me to recreate. The third week is going to be where we're working on a year-long journal book type project. And the fourth week is Christmas. So that's what that group is going to be. And there will be special things for group members. I don't have all that worked out yet. The other thing is the May workshop. I have decided that I am going to do it in Michigan, you guys. So that is going to be, I'm going to go visit some venues. Pam and I are going tomorrow. The week end of like May 16th, right in there. And it's going to be somewhere in Michigan. It's just for my first one. I felt like that was easier. And so that's kind of what's going on with that. I'm just letting this cool a little bit. And I'm going to kind of go back to those original colors that I started with. So I'm probably going to need some crinoline, Pam. I'm sorry. You know how that goes. I've got colors sitting here and, you know, like real colors like Old 57, Prairie Grey. I could see an argument for some Summer Crush might be really cool. So I'm going to put White Swan and Crinoline on my plate. And right now, that's all I'm going to work with are those two colors. Because I have sealer on here, I'm going to be able to pull back. Let me think. Is that still? Yeah, that is still what I want to do. So I'm just kind of going in between those two colors. And I'm going to paint everything. Is Ken home? They were doing a groundbreaking for a softball baseball complex at the school district's building
Oh, where are they building that?
at Heritage.
Oh, the old Heritage.
Because they have, yeah, a lot of property there.
So it's outdoor, an outdoor baseball.
Yeah,
ball?
facility, whatever
Oh, hi Elizabeth. Thank you.
facility, such a fancy name. So I don't know if you can tell, we still got some of the writing showing through, and we'll have more of that show through as I wipe back as well. Just getting,
I missed it. You big topped all of it, right?
I did. I big tapped everything. Going with some more white. So I'm hoping that Diane and I can do something together later in the year, maybe. But I was just stressing out over how I was going to do that when I was so far away. And it got to the point where I was just having a hard time visualizing. Let's just put it that I'm probably more of a control freak than I realized.
Yes, Michigan Vincetta. See, you're not too late.
So we got everything covered. Catherine's question. Did we see Catherine's question?
I don't get
Catherine, could you? Yeah, it's YouTube. Could you put it here again? I'm sorry. So yeah, Vincetta, I'm going to look at Trinity Lutheran on Van Dyke because Deb Campbell suggested that, who's from our area. She thought maybe they would have some space there. So I can still, it still needs to dry some more, but I can still see where my texture is. So that's going to help me when I want to lay some color down as well. And this is going to be layers of color and layers of stencil. Oh, Tracy, that is your sister's church. All right, I'm going to go and add just a little bit more of the white to my girl here. I've already got my one project for the retreat figured out. I got the paper ordered. I'm going to be cutting wood for it. So I'm getting there. So here's old 57. I'll be there tomorrow. Oh, I way overdid the old 57. What's behind you? It's on the wall and would be on your right side. Hold on. All right. Let's do this.
Oh, so you can see people I can't see. Yeah.
Okay. This is my right hand. Oh, sorry. This right here. Catherine, let me know if that's what it is. If that's it, I did a tutorial, but it was in a private group. I think it was a golden ticket group. Pam, does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Where did I get that rose from? Oh, I built it out of air dry clay. Oh, that was a fun one. Yes, that was from Golden Ticket Group for last spring's IOD release. We looked at how to build that rose out of air dry clay. Sherry, I do not know yet. I have a ballpark idea, but I'm not positive yet. But the dates are going to be, it's going to be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A Thursday night's going to be a meet and greet. And then Friday and Saturday will be packed full of projects and activities that the nighttime stuff, people can elect not to do it. But I'm pretty excited. I was an activities director for a high school for like 12 years. So this is something that has been on my bucket list. I can tell you that ballpark, it's going to be between 350 and 400. Under 400, so like 350 to 395 is what my guess is going to be. But it's going to depend on my cost of materials, and I'm certainly not going to charge more than is necessary. Okay, so I'm going to take some old 57 on that same brush. Whoops. What am I doing here this way? And I've got some texture in here. So I'm going to dry brush in that area so you guys can see here as well. And I'm not sure this is even the color I'm going to like, but you can see the texture coming through. Now I'm going to take a baby wipe. Baby wipe right here. That's all right. And I'm going to start by working on the angel first and pull back. Remember, I knew because I used the Prairie Grey first that would stay on the high points. Whoops. What are you doing?
I tried to, my phone isn't ringing, like it doesn't ring for everybody, only some people. So I tried to fix it, and now when I type, words come in, half of words come in while I'm typing.
Oh my
I guess you tried to
gosh.
turn the crock pot down, or dinner's gonna burn.
So that's what I've got for her so far. Right there. So that's going to make her look antiqued and aged. And then when we put the wing with it, look how pretty that's going to be right there. So now what I want to do is I want to pull back some of that background. That's magic. And see if I can't get some of that paper to peek through. And I've decided in that short amount of time that I don't think I'm going to want the old 57 on there. So I'm going to end up going in and probably painting over this area. Are the wings back in stock? Yes, they are. And I ordered 5-inch too, you guys, which will be a little smaller, bigger than what I used on that snow globe type project, because those were only 4 inches. So what I'm going to do, because I don't like the old 57, I mean, it won't break my heart if I don't cover all of it up. I do want to get some of these colors to come through. So I've got some peeking through there, which looks really cool. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of things.
Are you feeling better? I don't know if you heard somebody ask.
Oh, you know, I was, and
the wings are back in stock.
It is just kind of hanging around for me.
Lingering.
Yeah. So I'm just going in. I mean, a little bit of that isn't going to bother me.
We did just put the wings back in stock too.
Oh, some white. I'm going to want some Summer Crush, I think. Yeah, we should have a big one. I like what it's doing down here. That looks really cool. Oh, really? Yeah, I think I may have to suck it up and go to the doctor, but I'm really trying to avoid it. Okay, I'm going to go in with some Prairie Grey. Same brush. Mostly in the corners. Thank you. I hope I said Prairie Grey. I may have said Summer Crush. I'm sorry. It's Prairie Grey I'm going in with.
Oh, you don't need Summer Crush?
Oh, no, I do.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going in just with some of that on my brush. But it's going to be lighter than normal because of the other stuff that's on my brush at the same time.
Joe's husband is on his second round of antibiotics.
Yeah.
It's not going away.
The problem is I feel fine except for just being tired. So I'm going in here. I'm just really smushing the paint. And I do want it around my angel. It's going to give me some shadowing.
Hi, Carol.
Excuse my reach. Not too heavy, but when you do this, well, for me at least, I want to make sure it's not a brush that I love, you know, that I kind of use it for this purpose. So it's, you know, it's a bigger brush, but I haven't taken good care of it. I'm looking at this going, what a mess. Okay, I'm going to dry that. And you guys, it could end up where my whole entire background is covered up. And if that's the case, then to recreate this look, I would totally skip that step. I just never know where I'm going to end up. I'm going to take a baby wipe, but I'm going to get it more wet.
Joe said it looks like winter before spring.
So I'm going to pull some of that through in that area. Trying to remember where I had some of that floral I liked so much. There's some down here. But I strongly suspect that that ship has sailed.
Oh, it got too dry, you think?
I think I just don't remember where it's at to be able to pull back. So taking a picture on my phone would have been a really good idea. So had I done that, I would be able to access it much more easily. Where's the brush I was just using?
You didn't take one, right? You don't think?
What?
Or you didn't take a picture?
No,
Where you left off.
I didn't. So I'm going to grab just a little bit more Prairie Grey. And you'll see why in a second. But I think the blue I'm going to bring in is going to end up being Skeleton Key. Yeah. I'm going to try this. And I would have really liked to have worked with that paper. That's just a mistake on my part of not taking a photo. Now I'm going back with Big Top. Not that I can remember.
No pulling back after that.
No, I kind of lost judgment of where anything is. And I'm going to use the Big Top to go over some of the heavier areas where I've got texture. But you're going to see we're going to bring some of that same look back in. With the same stencil. That I really like. Do I want to? Yeah, I'm going to seal it because I really like her. And what's going to matter is how much I like it at the end. I'll forget about being disappointed about not getting back to that paper.
What's Charlie doing?
I don't know. She's so excited that Ken's home. I know, Shannon. I missed you guys too. So the thing we like about this location we're going to look at tomorrow is there's a lot of restaurants around there, and there are hotels. So I'm really hoping that it works out as a venue. Not everybody wants people who are coming in with art materials, you know. I know, Shannon. Wouldn't that be so fun? The lions and the bills. The bills look incredible. Okay. So now is where I'm going to try with the Skeleton Key. Hear my confidence. I'm going to try with the Skeleton Key. All that work I did, tearing paper, putting it in its place. So, Lisa, disappointing. I'll just use this brush. Wait, this one's a little thicker. So here's Skeleton Key. It's a blue-gray, gray-blue, whatever. And I'm going to go where I have texture.
You can still see the texture through there, can't you?
Yep, especially right in there. But I'm going to wipe back anyhow. See right in there?
Yep.
Where it's working for me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to take some of that.
Oh, Shannon had a snow day today. No work.
Oh my gosh, how much snow did you guys get?
My friend in Nashville had 5 inches and said everything shut down. You
Look at how
couldn't find
pretty
any
that
food.
is.
You couldn't find any food in the grocery store.
Jeez.
snowed like 3 snow days in a row. She said, we're not used to that in Nashville having 5 inches.
Got that there. Okay, now I'm going to take another baby wipe. And again, I'm going to wet this one down a little bit more as well. And this is where I don't want to necessarily be as heavy-handed.
"10 to 12 inches.
Wow. Well, she's upstate New York, so
Oh, yes, yes.
look how pretty that is right there.
Oh, sure is. It's coming through. Linda Baker, I'm escaping it for a bit, going to chilly Florida.
Oh. So remember, I sealed over the Prairie Grey, which is why that's staying there. Skeleton key was the right call, for sure.
I've checked in on somebody that lives in upstate New York.
I've been worried about Linda and Michelle.
Oh, in California.
Yeah.
My relatives are in Bakersfield and San Diego. It's even going down, you know. It's crazy.
Okay, so now this is kind of my last coat. And it's everything that I started with. And I will do that. I will often end where I began.
Yeah, skeleton key is
I think I'm going to go to this plate where there is no old 57. I feel like it's safer. And I have a little bit of Prairie Grey on here if I want it. Now, I wish I would have used a little bit of skeleton key and sealed.
Oh, to keep some of it.
Yeah. But every time I add a layer, I'm
Taken away from your
yes,
texture underneath.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for finishing that thought.
That's exactly what you meant.
But this is going to be my last one right here. How crazy that I did not preserve any of that background. Gosh darn it, Lisa.
I never thought about taking a picture to see where that.
I know. And it's okay, but I just could have saved all that time. All right, what am I going to use here? Here is, let me try this real quick. So I'm going to seal in some of the skeleton key so I can pull back to it. Especially all this right in here. Okay. Now I think I'm happy. I'm going to use a little.
Guys.
Yes, thank you so much. So appreciated. Especially a skeleton key. No, mine. Very gray on it. Just going to rinse that off. Try this. So note to self, skip all the papers on the background because I'm loving this. I know it doesn't look like anything right now. Secret layers, yes. And I still am going to pull some summer crush. I really am. I'm going to do some rustiness. It's just that whole way that all goes, right? Is I'm just putting some water that I can pull to in the middle here. I've got those colors and then the water.
It is so pretty, Shannon. Yes, it is. I know. One side of the country's got 11 inches of snow and the other side's burning.
So
Nuts.
sad.
Nuts.
We haven't checked the wings in a while, but when I knew my angel was the way I wanted it, I wasn't worried about the rest of it. Okay, I've got a little bit of Prairie Grey on my plate. I'm going to do a little bit of Summer Crush. I think, no, I'm lying, because I don't have rust on the wings. I don't know, I'm so torn. Really. Let's darken that back up.
Without the wings, it has a very Roman feel to it.
It's very bare without the wings, that's for sure.
Shannon, we all know what happens when I love it. LOL, this will end up in my cart because I know I cannot reproduce it.
You know what's funny, Shannon? I wouldn't be able to reproduce it either. I've tried that in pottery class. I tried so hard to reproduce 2 of my snowmen. I made them too big. Not too big in a bad sort of way, too big compared to, I wanted them to be a little bit bigger. And that just didn't happen. Okay. While I'm letting that dry, I'm going to go black over the top of this because I think we need to start seeing that is going to add to the mix. Oh, that's right. This black does not want to come out.
I thought we fixed it.
No, it needs to go into a FIFO bottle. Stat. There we go. And then last week at pottery class, I made the 3 sweetest angels. Like they were supposed to be ornaments, but they ended up being way too big, in which case they would have, I would have made like wall plaque kind of things out of them. And one of them broke. So just happens. So I'm only going over the top.
Came out of the kiln? Is that out?
No, between drying and going to the kiln, because there wasn't enough surface area for me to connect the various elements. So what we're going to do is I'm going to end up adding stencil to this frame in skeleton key and the lighter colors too. And I think that'll be really cool. So think of us tomorrow, you guys, at about noon Eastern Standard Time, as Pam and I are going to check out that venue. And if that one doesn't work, we'll go to plan B.
As soon as we come up with plan B.
St. Peter's, I
Yeah,
think.
no, there's a couple of
Yeah. So I'm not going to worry about the sides because I know those are going to be just black. Whoops, didn't mean to do what I just did. Got black right on the inside. But I'll cover that up. There, one of our customers lives in a place that has a clubhouse that we might be able to rent. I just am really liking the location of where this church is. Very close to where my store was. I'm also going to want to paint the inside of this black, but I'm going to tape it when I get to that part because I am not taking that chance.
Say that's
All right.
scary. Don't make me do that.
I know.
Unless it's taped, don't give me that. Don't give me
So
that
see how
dark.
good that's
Yeah.
going to look? And actually, I don't know, yeah, I think I'm probably going to have to. Put that away. I'm going to go in just with a little brush. Grab those colors. Does that look? Oh, that actually looks real good. Just getting a dark perimeter around here. So if you missed it, the wings are back in stock. This set is the 6-inch. And then I also have a 5-inch and the 10-inch. Okay, now I'm just going to hit this with the dryer one more time and then back with the baby wipe. Yeah, I think this will, I really am hopeful. We'll have Tracy put in for a good word for us because she's going to Bible studies there at 11 tomorrow.
Yeah. Then busy with mystery boxes.
Tomorrow is the hope, you guys. We got a late start today, so if I can talk Pam into working a little later today.
What size will you be using today? What size will you be using? What size did you use today?
The 6-inch are for this project.
Oh, okay.
All right, now. So I'm still laughing about the fact that the papers are nowhere to be seen. All right, I got 2 of these bad boys because they're not very wet. Okay, let's see here. See all that texture coming through right there? And then this is me wiping back that Prairie Grey I just added. Just getting everything to blend together. It's a little more drastic than I would have liked that to be.
Love the way it just pops out.
Just trying to blend in some of this that I went a little heavy-handed on. Let's drop this up higher. Let's drop the wings in there and see what we've got.
Here's one.
I think it looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the stencil that I started with. This is French Quarter. And I'm going to bring in, like right in here, just a little bit more of it. I'm going to, a little of everything, which sadly they're not all on the same plate. So I'm using just a regular old brush. And I'm pulling up some of the skeleton key. Actually, I'm just going to start with that, and then I'll layer over the top of it. Because I want it to be not soft, not blended. I want it to be, you know, rougher like that. So it looks more stucco-y kind of. Let's assume that I can get this right back where it was. Which didn't show up enough for me to have to really worry about it.
Tacky late again as usual. Better late than never.
So see how we've got just hints of it? Now I'm going to go in with the lighter colors. Same stencil, wherever it's darker. So let's see. Let's go right here. Just lay that in there. And I'm going to take lighter on my brush. Not a lot. We'll go over that. And it's not going to be a real drastic. It's just going to be subtle. And then this is here. No, I kind of like that. I'm not going to go back over that. Let's go over here in this area. Just using a different part of it over here. Look at that, how cool that looks. And that's just with the white. So let me go over here. You'll see it better here because it's going to bounce off a little bit of a darker background right in there. So you're just getting that layered look just from the exact same stencil. So let me go bring some in here. And I'm not even using a stencil brush. I'm just using the brush I've been using. Let's see. I want a little right in here. What do I want though? Let's see. I grab some of the white and I'm going to try and get a little bit of this border. I don't want to trash my stencil at the same time. I got a little bit, but I'm really happy with that. I don't want that to go too far because I do want to do the frame around it.
Want me to wash that stencil, or are you not?
I'm gonna use it one more time. So I'm just gonna touch up some. Keep in mind, you guys, I still have to go in here and on the outside, but I want to give us an idea of what this is going to look like. Just covering up some of the smatterings that I got on here. Because once I stencil over the top, that opportunity will be gone. So again, it's going to be those exact same colors, but I am going to use a stencil brush. I have both trays there. My skeleton key. Actually, I can just put it on this plate right there. That should be good. Stencil brush. Really big one. This is like an inch, 3/4 of an inch maybe.
I really like how this looks. I know you spend a lot of time making the background papers. If you wanted that to show through more, what would you have done differently? Seal it more and white back?
All I would have needed to know is where the papers were to be able to wipe back. That's what I messed up on. That's really the main thing that I didn't consider. So I'm just sealing this. But it's amazing how you can create this interesting background with just the one stencil. Well, I guess to be fair, I used to.
I thought you used the same one, no?
On the bottom one, I used that coffee stain one.
Oh, that's right.
I might as well get rid of the rest of my sealer right here. I just wanted to get that sealed. I don't want to seal this yet. Okay. Stencil brush, stencil. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do this one first. Think. With Prairie Grey, but I want to use it so that I've got the fancy part that's going to go up to the edge. So I'm going to line it up like that. Now I've got some white on the back of the stencil that's going to go onto the frame, and I'm just going to have to live with that because it's there already. So move this out of the way. So this is skeleton key offload. A lot. I don't want much on there. And then I'm going to swirl this on. Whoops. And you could tape it, is not a bad idea. Or because I'm slipping and sliding it, I'm going to dab. When I'm live, I don't like to make that noise. See how I've got white on there? But like, that's going to be fine because white's going to be my top color. So I'm going to lay this back over itself right there. Go back into the skeleton key. And there are different varying amounts. You know what I mean? Like it's heavier here. So I'm going to go up here. And I don't want to overlap. So I'm going to be careful a little bit about what I'm doing. Actually, yeah, I'll just go there. Go that way. Sorry about the tap, tap, tapping noise, but I'm being so aggressive. If I try and swirl, I'm swirling it off. Keep going with this. And this is pretty, don't get me wrong, but this is not where I would want to stop. Because it's too one-dimensional for me. There was another stencil that's 4 borders that I didn't show you guys that would be a really nice one to have. Slide this up. And I am overlapping. Let's see. Right there. And now I'm going to do the bottom. And these points make it really easy for me to line it up. I know I'm running out of. Yep. I have to squirt more out if I can't squeeze it out. Okay, now when I go over the top of it, I'm going to use the other part, this part right here. You know, is that the best call? I have no idea, but it's what I'm doing because I want it to be a different look. And now I'm going to line it up with that back edge, just so I have something to line up with. Make sure that this is the right decision. Let me try something else first. Let me try going right over the top of the original one before I commit. And I'm going to use Crinoline and White Swan, same brush, and not cover it so deliberately. I'm also going to try, I need to try some Prairie Grey. I'm just going right out of the lid, offloading. Go over the top with the Prairie Grey. Let me see what I've got. I like that. Still not totally sold on it just yet. White Swan. Let's check that out.
Have you called Luscious? Yes, watch replay.
I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Crinoline. I'm going back to my original thought.
Ooh, that's pretty though.
Go here,
Beautiful stencil.
and I'm going to line up. I've totally flipped it around now. Going right to the edge and crinoline. Because remember, I can paint over. Same brush. And I'm going to try and go light.
Did you just use a different color? I missed it.
Yeah, crinoline. But I'm not convinced. It was just looking too separated for me. Definitely like that better. Love that. So that is going to work. So I'm going to go and repeat the process. So I'm going to line this up to my first original one.
Oh, that's pretty.
Let's see. Let's see, that would be here. So that's my first original. And I'm going to do the same thing. I've got white and whatever on my brush. And I'm going over what's originally down there.
Are you doing that one again?
Yep. And then I'm going to use some Prairie Grey. Giving me, depth by varying the colors. Now I'm going to flip it around. Try and line it up. Because I know that the new, quote unquote, new stencil goes up to the edge. Crinoline, way too much on my brush. And do the whole thing. Same stencil, 3 different looks.
Oh, it does have a very lacy look. Yes, it does.
And look at the difference now between the sides. The last thing I'm going to do is tone the whole thing down, though, which is going to be with the black, which sounds really silly. I know that, but otherwise there's going to be too much going on. And I can show you what that's going to look like. And then I'm going to have to get the wings on there and stop because I'm going to have to rinse my stencil off. Unless I could just keep going. Let me see if I can't crank this out real quickly. I'll be quiet and just try and get it. Let's see. This is this one. See if I can't just do it so I don't have to. Okay, here's the white. And Prairie Grey. And you'll see when the black goes over the top, it's going to tone it down so that it's not fighting like it is right now. Because right now it's fighting with the design. It's too matchy for me. Let me just flip this around, go to the edge. I was going to stop talking. I don't know about you guys. Thank you, Carol. But it really is just way too busy for me. You know what, Ken? Can you start dinner? Hit the.
It's not working.
It's not?
She's trying to get it.
Did you try the start now?
I will, but it's only take the food out, run the water lines. Now it's blank again. So I gotta put the food back in there. I take the food out.
So don't do the schedule. Do the cook now and see if you can get it to work. We got a new sous vide oven and it's not working right. Well, didn't really. Yeah. And it's going to be a pain in the butt to pack up and send back and okay. So the question with the black is going to be, what pattern do I want to use and where am I going to put it? That's going to be the trick. Whoops, didn't mean to go back over there. Prairie Grey. I forgot to do the Prairie Grey over here. Oosh. Okay. Flip it around. Sorry about the sniffles. Crinoline.
We're starting the new year off with a bang.
I'm pretty excited about everything that I have planned for the new year, I must admit. Pretty darned excited. Pam and I have been wanting to create the opportunity to meet everybody for a while. The other thing I could do is black glaze over the top of this to tone it down. That would work as well. Whoops, come on. Okay. Almost there. And all these colors are on my brush, so everything's just kind of working together. Okay, that's the Crinoline. Super busy. Not my cup of tea. That'll go there. That'll go there. I don't hate it. Let's try just the black. And I'm going to go with just the lacy part and see if that does what I want it to do. And I'm going to flip it so it's the other way. All right. Okay, tone everything down. Not enough. So it needs to be heavier.
I love this. I would have never thought of flipping a stencil been set aside.
Thank you.
Lisa's late, but loving it.
Thank you. Thank you. A little more. Whoa, that's a lot more, not a little. You know, the frame could have been gold, but I don't know. If I can get this where I want it to be, oh, duh. Oh, rocket science there. I mean, that's better. So it's better, right? But not great. So what that means is I've got to try the black chiffon on it. Well, I guess what I could have done, here's what would have been smart. This is what would have been smart. And let me try it. Let me try it up here. Oh, let me try it on this side. What would have been smart is to go over what is there. Hold on, let me think. If I can line it up with what I did in the crinoline. Let me try this. So I'm lining it up over what I did last and toning all of that down. That looks good. That was the solution. Okay. Now I gotta recreate that again. Not lose my spot. This is a lot to keep track of. Let's see, it's got a swirly right there. So see how much better that looks? This side compared to this side. So what I'm going to do is just this. Just taking my brush with the black velvet on it and toning it down. Which is basically the same idea. Sorry about the tap, tap, tapping noise. Hold on. Like that. So this will be black. The outside will be black. Let me get the wings in there. I'm just going to use Tight Bond. And then I'll post a picture tonight or tomorrow. Heavy body gel would have been a good idea for this part too.
Oh, sorry, Peggy, I missed that. What is the stencil you're talking about? I'm glad you found it. Well, that's beautiful. See what happens when I walk away?
Do you know where the other wing is?
It's all magically. You
Honey?
did both of them.
I know. Oh,
Oh,
here.
there it goes.
That's a really good spot. So the reason I say that the heavy body gel would have been good is it would keep the stuff where I want it to go better. Holy cow. Right, you guys? Am I right?
Yes, you
Isn't
are.
this cool?
It's beautiful.
It's so pretty. Who'd have thunk it? Wow. Oh, let me turn this off. All right. Hour and a half. I'm so sorry. You know me when I get on a roll. And I hate to leave anything to question. Like, I don't want to do it off camera, but I am. I'm going to do the inside of this. It's going to stay black. I need to put something on top of these for weight. So, and I will link all of the products used, you guys. I so appreciate you.
Looks good.
Tomorrow, I promise we will have mystery boxes and information about whether we got Trinity Lutheran or some other venue. So thanks you guys so much. See you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.